So today is January 27th, 2022. It is 3 months and about 12 days, T-minus 3 months and 12 days until we take off from Yorktown, Virginia and head across the United States on our bikes. So tonight I'm going to show you a little bit about a couple tents. I have always used a REI Quarter Dome 2 tent, which is a 2-man tent. And I have since bought a one-man tent, so I'm going to show you the differences between the two, and then maybe give you a little insight into which one I'm going to be using tonight. So I'm going to put them both up, and then I'll talk about them, and you let me know what you think too. So here are the two tents. The one on the right is the REI Quarter Dome T2 tent. It weighs just over 5 pounds with stakes and everything all in one bag right there. This is my new tent. That's the dog. This is my new tent. It is a one-man tent, much smaller, and this tent certainly comes with a bag too. I'm not as crazy about it, so I took it out of that bag and put the tent into this dry bag, and I'm going to leave the stakes separate. But this tent is about 2 pounds lighter than this tent, but this tent has a whole heck of a lot more room than this tent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them both up and show you guys the differences between the two, and then let you know what I think. Alright, so here are the two tents all set up. I took the rain flies off just so you could see the tents a little bit better. The one on the left is the new one. That's my, right there, MSR Hubba NX tent. It weighs 2 pounds and 7 ounces, stakes, poles, tent, and fly. The other tent, my old one, which is this one, this is my REI Quarter Dome T2 tent, and it is a very nice tent. I've used this a whole lot. All my camping has been in this one. A couple things I noticed right away. This tent, very light, definitely freestanding. The sides, front and back, both have doors and vestibules. The nice thing is that these sides come straight down and they stay out even without it being staked, which is really nice. This tent I see right now, it also is freestanding, but the sides really cave in. There's nothing really holding these sides out. So if you happen to be putting this up in a pavilion on a cement floor, you're gonna really feel cramped in here. And I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. They are both very light. Like I said, this one was 2 pounds and 7 ounces. This one I think is about 4.5 pounds. So I'm saving 2 pounds by going with the one-man tent. In my humble opinion right now, I love this tent camping with it, and I thought maybe 2 pounds savings would be worth it with this one. Now I'm wondering, because these sure seem like they weigh about the same amount to me, and I know the fly is going to be heavier with this tent than this tent, but there's a whole heck of a lot more room in the REI Quarter Dome 2 than there is in the MSR Hubba NX tent. One more thing I thought I would mention about these two tents. The REI Quarter Dome 2 sitting height inside is almost exactly the same as the Hubba one-man tent. And either one of these tents would work if you have a little tiny chair and you want to sit in the chair in the tent. The only problem with this one is there is no problem. The problem with this one is if you have a chair in there, there's nowhere for your sleeping bag or your air pad. And if you notice, you can sort of see there how the sides sort of cave in on this tent because there's really nothing holding those sides out. Whereas on the REI Quarter Dome, the sides sort of just stay out, and I don't know why that is, but they certainly do. So that's a pretty big difference to me. So here is the Helinox collapsible chair that I take on my bicycle tours sometimes. It's very light, as you can see here. There's really nothing to it. It collapses down to almost the size of a couple water bottles. And here's how it fits inside the Hubba one-man NX tent. It's pretty tight. You could certainly work in here. And what I like to do is I do my journaling in my tent at night. So I can sit, hold on. I can sit in the chair like so. My head doesn't hit and my feet have enough room at the end. But I really couldn't have darn not much anything else in here and still do my journal and my YouTube videos at night. It'd be almost impossible. So I'm not sure this tent's gonna work. So here's the chair inside my REI Quarter Dome 2, and you can see there's a whole lot more room in here, and I could actually come in here. I can sit down in the chair. Let me see if I can do that without killing myself. Sit down in the chair like so. My head still has room, and I still have room over here. Would be my tent, sleeping bag. I should say my sleeping bag, my whatever else I wanted in here, and I could still do my evening journaling in here. So in my final opinion, if I had to make a decision right now, if I was leaving tomorrow on my bike trip, which tent would I take? I guess I'd take my old one. It's bigger, roomier, I can do my journaling in the tent, and I don't think the 2 pounds is going to make that big of a difference. Perhaps if I was hiking, it would make a difference, but on a bicycle, 2 pounds, not going to kill me, I hope, and I should be okay. So you're also probably wondering why the heck I'm doing this in my basement. Well, it's January 27th, it is 15 degrees outside, freezing cold, and snowing. So it's way too cold to do anything outside. And just as a little planner, here's all the stuff I plan on taking. I have my sleeping bag and my clothes pile. My panniers are there. Of course, the tent is over here behind me. I'll probably be taking that. And of course the bike, which isn't here. But I have to get this all organized, and I'll certainly do a couple videos on all the stuff I'll be taking. So stay tuned for that. Talk to you later.